Hi, I'm Elisabet Vinberg Hearn.
Hi, I'm Mandy Flint, and this short video is about how to use the book and the structure of the book. Elisabet, do you want to explain?
Absolutely. So this book, Leading Teams, 10 Challenges, 10 Solutions, all of the chapters has the same structure and it looks like this. So in every single chapter we start off by outlining the outcomes. What should you expect? What are the kind of things that you could improve or change as you go through and read and implement solutions? And then we have a self-assessment, and the self-assessment is intended for you to really think about different aspects of your team and where you think you are today on that particular aspect. And what's cool about this one is that we've placed it at the end of each chapter as well. So the idea is that once you've looked at the solutions and implemented some of them, you can do another self-assessment to see how you've progressed. Right? We then go into the bulk of the chapter, and we explain and give an example of a problem. And we do that by telling a story where we really describe the particular problem in a work setting. Yeah. And then we go in and we explore the problem, right? So how do we do that?
So when we explore the problem, we dive a little bit more into the story and we look at what's happened in the story, why it's happened, some of the things you can see on the outside, but also some of the underlying issues that are at play, and we pull those out and explore that some of that is driving the problem, and that's how we explain it in a bit more depth before we get into here are the solutions that are going to help you solve that problem.
Yeah. And the solutions then, so this is obviously what you're looking for to a large degree. You really want to know, what am I going to do then? And there's probably around 7 solutions for each chapter. So it's actually more than 10 solutions. There's probably around 70 solutions that you get in this book. And we go through and we outline what they're all about and how to do them. But then we also go into the behaviors of team and leaders, because there are actions that you could take, and unless you add the most helpful behaviors with that, you may not be as effective in the outcome as you would have wanted to. So we really look at some of those behaviors and how they can make a difference to how the solutions get done.
Yeah, and the solutions we make really clear links to, here's the solution, here's the action that you might take, so the actionable piece Elisabet talked about, but then we make the links to that and say, but that solution also has a behaviour that matches it, and we match that behaviour up with it. We also look at when we're exploring the problem, how does this happen, what's the impact on you as an individual, what's the impact on you as a team, and what's the impact on the wider organisation. What effect is that having, what effect is that problem having, and then we actually drive that down to what are the impacts on the results that that's having. So we take it from that behavioural level right through to the results and the bottom line.
We look at the thoughts and feelings of team and leader as well, because one of the things we've found is that when you're experiencing a challenge, if you have a problem within a team, there are often thoughts that go with that aren't so constructive or productive, and those thoughts sometimes make the challenge even more challenging. So we're looking at some of the thoughts and link them back to the story you've seen and seeing how they impacted in a negative way, and how you can replace that and what you could be thinking instead if you really want to create a difference and resolve the challenge. So we do that, and then we get into the summary, and the summary really just looks at, okay, what have we covered here, what are some of the key points to take away, and then we do some reflection questions, and they're there for you to reflect on individually or potentially with your team and discuss as a way of really saying, how does this apply to us, what can we take from this?
And what we do then is we take that and we say, here's my personal reflection on this, here's how I'm thinking about it from a team's perspective, and then we get you to look at, as Elisabet said, on the self-assessment again. So now that you've taken some of these solutions or all of these solutions into the team, what's your assessment now of your team?
Yeah, great. So let's give an example then. So we talked about this. So if you can share one of the challenges and one of the solutions, just to give a little bit of flavour of this.
So one of the challenges that we write about, and one of the chapters, is about managing change. So how do you lead and manage change in your team? And that's the problem we talk about, and we tell a great story around that particular thing that you'll all be able to relate to. Then we explore the problem and the solutions, and one of the solutions we talk about is getting you to really think about, when it comes to change, where you are in the change, whether you're a leader or a member of the team. And normally you're further ahead of the change than some of the people in the team that you may need to communicate it to. So you need to think about where you are as a team leader or a team member in terms of that change, and where the rest of the team are. And then when you communicate, you need to think about the way you communicate being from a place where they're at. So step into their shoes rather than thinking about where you're at with the change, because you will be further ahead in the change. So we talk about that as a solution and get you to really think about that in relation to your particular change in your team. And that's how it works.
Right. So this is very much, if you look at this, again, there are 10 challenges in the book, and you may not experience all the challenges that are in this book. So you may go to the book and you look down the content list and you say, yeah, that's the one for me. That's the one I really want to work with. And then you can go in and just read that one if you like. Or indeed, you can read the whole book if you feel that you really want to get a good whole picture of how you can do the best thing for your team and really get it as effective as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, one of the obvious points that makes is, what are the 10 challenges? So what are those 10 challenges and what are they? So we've talked about one being managing change. In a previous video clip we talked about conflict and tension and trust. So they're 3, but obviously to find out the other 7 you're going to have to go read the book.
Thank you.